Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the Commission for convening this gathering. I think since I started participating in elections, this is the first time I'm being involved in a manner that instills confidence. This platform is very important because it's also a channel to give back feedback to the Commission. I have two things to say. One, IEBC should not pretend to be blind. And therefore, it cannot claim ignorance on matters that are in public domain. IEBC's role is to ensure that we have a free and fair election. And in doing so, you are the ones supervising the entire process. The process begins from the day you gazette the dates for elections up to the day you gazette the results. You see people violating the Constitution, but you pretend to be blind and wait for somebody to report. I think we need a legislative reform to give IEBC powers to initiate the process of prosecution or whatever. Because as it stands right now, they see yes, but they do not have the power to initiate that. We have beaten around the bush, and sadly, I'm a person who does not know how to clothe, especially that which stings. We've beaten around this issue of unity because I am a victim of the activities of those groups. I will say it as it is. The head of these groups are the police service. That is the truth. I have had incidences where I was accompanying my party leader in different incidences where the police are actually part of the goons. And therefore, when the IG comes here with a small notebook on such an important day, and some scribbled notes telling us, you want to warn those goons, that is a big lie. The police service is part of that militia. And we need to call them out. We have made reports. I remember when my party leader was coming from the United States of America, the police were aiding the goods. We even made reports to no avail of success. We've had several instances, even during the election period, the by-election period, when we had a scheduled meeting in Narok, and our party was going to campaign in Narok. The police barricaded the road. And then you come here, you start telling us that you are going to act on goods. In fact, next time when you are discussing matters goods, we should allow the IEB to step out so that we can discuss this matter in a more serious way. Because it's part of that scheme. And this, if it is not well handled, in 2027 you might have a genocide in Kenya. So this is not a joking matter. This is not a PR matter. I expected the IG and the head of DCI to come here with statistics to tell us how many incidences occurred during the by-elections. How many people have been arrested? How many people are before courts? But just come here with the general, it's like just general comments. I think we're taking this matter not serious. We have seen incidences where public servants participate in elections. We saw in Bere one cabinet secretary taking over an entire polling station. The police were there. He was being escorted by the police. In Narok, the head of operation was one Betty Maina, who was commanding the police. Shoot, and they shoot. 40 years, they shoot. We've seen videos trending where we have people who are threatening other political parties not to come to certain areas. But nothing has been done. So we want accountability from the police service to tell us of these incidences. As a party, we have reported 12 incidences. To no avail of success, nothing. In fact, the more you report, the more tear gas you receive. So this pretense must be called out. Second, on the issue of using of the plainclothes police officers in polling stations. On an election day, you have no business not to put on your uniform. We must identify you as a police officer to distinguish who is a police officer and who is a goon. Because goons nowadays, you cannot judge a goon by his physical attributes. We have goons in suits. So we must be able to come up with a policy reform, maybe in the Kenya Police Service, that on an election day, all police officers must be in uniform so that we are able to identify them. We were in Malava constituency, and the Tallying Center for one of our for our candidates was attacked. The people who came to attack and surround that Tallying Center, that secretariat, were police officers aided by some 2 senior goons in this country. And therefore, we would want to ask the IG to have a policy change when it comes to donning police uniform on the election day. We would also want to know what IEBC is doing to avert this situation. What are your policy proposals? So that it does not just end in giving feedback. If you need prosecutory powers, because I'm told even if these incidents are reported to IEBC, you still hand over them to DPP for prosecution. Somebody who did not really play a big role in the election exercise. We would want to see those policy proposals or legislative proposals to be taken to Parliament. Otherwise, I want to ask the IEBC Commission to know that you are the fabric that holds this country together. If you dare compromise that dignity Kenyans have given you, you will tear this country to shreds of lawlessness. I want to talk about tallying, the tallying process. We need to review how tallying is done. I was a chief agent in one of the tallying centers in Western Region, that is Malala constituency, whereby our agents are given Form 34A at the polling station. Some are given, and if there are many, they are told to do a photo. Now, we have rural constituencies where our agents do not even have a camera. And you say, you cannot give them a copy, a physical copy of Form 34A. We will require, since you know the number of candidates that are on the ballot paper, make sure we have enough copies of Form 34A so that each agent goes home with a physical Form 34A. This issue of photos will really compromise the integrity of the process. Now, when we come to the Tallying Center, the Tallying Center is where IEBC now tries to tally the totals of Form 34A and input them in Form 34B. I have a concern at that point because from the polling station, you send the results to the Tallying Center, but also the POs come with the Form 34As there. But now, you ignore the system that you have and start studying on a laptop, an Excel form, which is not part of this entire thing. This Excel form, you transmit it in a good projector there and expect us to believe those results. Because yes, you can input the correct results, but you have a formula. A formula behind the Excel, you know we can do that. So that's a total plus this plus 4,000. So that the margin does not reduce. So this computer, whose computer is this? This laptop. And like a one man there trying to tally. That is why in Malava constituency, I felt very disappointed with the arrow of Mr. Salim Memona Parafiki yangu. Baba natafuta kilemba basi moja. Umetoa hiyo kilemba. Rafiki yangu, Chairman, we don't say time and we are raising issues. We are raising issues. So relax. Yeah, relax. We are raising issues, allow me to speak. Because I don't have any other time. I don't have even your number. So let me just finish. At the Tallying Center, before we sign, as a chief agent, before we sign the Form 35, the Form 34B, 35B, as the chief agent, I should be allowed to verify physically if the computation of those results are right. I made a request in Malava constituency to be given time to verify, because those are 2,000 entries. I needed like 2-3 hours to verify. Yes, what is the hurry for? What is the hurry for? Because we need to verify, because we cannot believe the ones that you are projecting. We need now to have the physical verification so that I know the results are as, and the totaling amounts to what my candidate got. So I would request that you don't just print the Form 35B and tell me to sign. What am I signing on? You need to give us a chance with our tallying agents to verify now physically and even do calculator, my own calculator, so that I know this computation is true. I hope you're getting my points. Lastly, on the tediousness of tallying, I remember last elections, the presidential elections, we had the same. As a party, we are proposing that during the presidential elections, the tallying should be done and should end at the constituency level. This issue of wanting to tally 44,000 from 34 A's at Bomas is what brings tension in the country. We would want the returning officers, Salim, wewe ndio utatangaza matokeo kwa brief. Na ile ya Salim inakuwa final, so that the IEBC chair only computes 290 forms for the presidential election. Because it's very tedious for you to tally 44,034 A's. Thank you.
Thank you very much.